Here is question number 4 from 2.09, practice number 1. Ariana, whose mass is 60.0 kilograms, bungee drops a total distance of 80 meters with a cord with K equals 235 newtons per meter. Determine the length of the cord. Okay, so I started with guide, I put my mass down, and actually I drew a picture. Don't make fun of it. So anyway, here's Ariana at the top, here's Ariana at the bottom. What you might have noticed, I put a little dash in there, right? That's my dash line. This is my reference height of 0. We've talked about reference heights before briefly, but we're saying she's falling a height from, a total distance of 80, so we can just use this, height 2 of 0, use height 1 of 80. If you got that, you probably got this problem right. So anyway, we want to find the chord length. We'll get there. For my I for guide, I put B total is all 3 energies added together. I put all 3 energies formulas in there, okay? You guys should be doing this because if you are not, I'm seeing tons and tons of people forgetting the squared for the V, forgetting the squared for the X. The more you write it down, the more you will remember it. So we're going to start off with our GPE1, and that's going to be our MGH1, and that is our mass of 60 times 10 times 80. From there, we get 48,000 joules. A lot of you guys got that. Okay. She's at the top, so no KE and no EPE. So her E total is 48,000. Okay. We are talking about her total drop for her bungee drop, which means this down here is her lowest point. Her lowest point, her speed is 0, so there's no KE. Because we set her reference point or her reference height to be 0 down there, no GPE. So all of a sudden, all 48,000 joules of that are EPE. So we know that EPE2 is 48,000 joules. Now you might be like, well, that's not that helpful. Don't care. But it is actually. So because we know EPE2 is 1/2 K X2 squared. Okay. Here's the good thing. We don't know X, but we do know K. K's up there is 235. So we're just going to plug into that and then we can find X. You still might not know what to do with that, but I'll help you. So 48,000 is 0.5 times K 235 times X 2 squared. Okay. If we do half of 235, we get 117.5. So we've got 48,000 equals 117.5 x 2 squared. That looks funny. Whoops, x2 squared. Okay, we're going to do 48,000 divided by the 117.5. 48,000 divided by 117.5, and we get that number, 408.51, we'll call it. 408.51 equals x2 squared. Okay, and we square root that. Now here's the thing, don't clear your screen, okay? Don't clear that number, just hit square root. If you guys have a graphing calculator, you can hit square root and then answer. So when I square root it, I get 20.21. So I'll put that x2 equals 20.21 meters. Okay, great. We want the length of the cord. So here's what we need to do. We know that she falls a total distance of 80, and we know that her stretch at the bottom of that is 20.21. So that means this length is 80, and the extra stretch is like 20.21. So that means that basically the cord length is equal to the total distance fallen minus the stretch. Okay, so I'm going to say that my cord length is going to be equal to the 80 minus the 20.21, which gives me 59.79 meters. And that's my final answer. Oops. Okay, so if you're confused about that, think about this, right? If she's fallen 80 meters and the cord length is, let's call it roughly 60, right? Then the extra 20 meters roughly of stretch is stretch, right? So 80 meters fallen. If the cord length is about 60, that means it stretches 20 more meters to fall a total of 80 meters. So that's where that number is coming from. Okay, there you go. That's how you solve that one.